I Want to Hold Your Hand. Music critics would never mention this as the Beatles' best song, but it's my favorite song of all time.
I can totally see that. It's the energy, isn't it? It's just so instantly satisfying.
Right. That track doesn't knock. It just kicks the door down and gets going. And that instant impact is exactly what we're digging into today. We're going to look past the screams, past the simple lyrics.
Right, the pop energy.
And uncover the hidden, almost radical rhythmic complexity inside it. We're revealing the experimental genius that's hiding inside what just sounds like a simple love song.
It's the ultimate rhythmic Trojan horse. What they smuggled into America wasn't just some catchy tune. It was a blueprint for modern rock.
So that's our mission, to figure out why this song feels so different, even 60 years later. And I think we have to start with a surprising fact.
Okay.
Most people cannot clap along correctly to the opening. They can't find the beat. Why does that intro still fool us?
It's pure rhythmic deception. I mean, think about pop songs in the early 60s. They gave you a map.
A clear 1, 2, 3, 4 count.
Exactly. A clean guitar strum, a drum fill, something to let you know, okay, here comes the beat. It was an invitation.
A very polite one.
The Beatles built a landmine instead. I Want to Hold Your Hand doesn't start on the one. The whole thing just crashes in, but it lands squarely on the offbeat.
So the exact moment you expect to find your footing, they've already hit the end of the beat before. You're immediately playing catch-up.
You are, and you can really hear it in the guitars.
Yeah.
John and George are playing these choppy staccato parts that sound, well, they almost sound like they're stumbling down a flight of stairs.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it.
But then they land perfectly, right in lockstep, the very second the vocals come in. And that's not sloppy. That is completely intentional. They created a new kind of syncopated pulse.
By emphasizing the "and" of the beat, not the beat itself.
Precisely. And that's syncopation at its core. It plays with your expectations of where the beat should be. It creates this forward momentum because your ear is always chasing it.
And this is so important for you, the listener, because that subtle shift is the invisible reason the song feels so energetic. It grabs you and it won't let you sit back. It's always pushing.
That nervous, restless energy is what made it a revolution.
Okay, so if that restlessness is on the surface, what's underneath? Because if we strip away the Mersey beat shine, there's something else there, isn't there?
Oh, absolutely. This is the fun part. You peel back the layers and the song's genre mask, it just slips right off. And what you find at its core is country and Western music.
Wait a second. The song that launched the British invasion is secretly a Nashville tune.
Yeah.
That sounds like heresy.
Structurally, rhythmically, it absolutely has the DNA of high-speed country music. Or maybe rockabilly is a better word for it.
The meeting point between the two.
Right. If you just isolate those guitar parts, those fast, jangly rhythms, that is straight out of the country playbook. And think about the gear.
Go on.
George Harrison, in the middle 8 section, he's playing a Gretsch country gentleman.
The name says it all.
It does. That's not some British invasion weapon. That's a classic country instrument, the kind of thing Chet Atkins would play.
And what about John's rhythm part? It's so tight, almost like a clucking sound.
That is pure rockabilly. That short, muted stroke style gives the rhythm an almost percussive feel, like a banjo. So what they did was they took these reliable, familiar structures from Nashville.
The jangly guitars, the arpeggios.
Yes, all of it. And they just polished it with enough volume and London attitude to make it sound like the absolute future of rock and roll.
So it's a trusty American pickup truck, but they just dropped a jet engine into it.
That's a perfect analogy. It allowed them to sound brand new while standing on a really stable, familiar foundation.
Speaking of the engine room, we have to talk about the unsung hero of all this rhythmic complexity, Ringo Starr. He's so often overlooked, but he's the key to this whole thing not just falling apart.
He is the absolute foundation. And what he's doing here for 1963 it's just revolutionary.
But hold on, he's just playing a 4-on-the-floor kick drum, a simple bass drum pattern. Isn't that just standard rock drumming? Where's the genius in that?
But that is exactly the point that gets missed. Yes, it's a constant, unwavering 4 on the floor on the bass drum, but that simple, solid pulse is the anchor that lets everyone else play those crazy syncopated offbeats over the top.
So he's holding down the fort so they can go wild.
He is doing the grueling work of keeping perfect time so the others can sound like they're losing it. And while the melody is soaring, Ringo is doing the opposite. He is driving. And the way he hits that snare drum...
On the 2 and the 4, the backbeat.
Yes, but he hits it with so much power. Compared to the polite drummers before him, Ringo's snare here is just It's aggressive. Someone once described it as having the violence of a pickup truck door slamming shut.
I love that.
It's not light, it's punchy, it's loud, and that heaviness gives the song a dangerous energy that bubblegum pop just did not have.
So that secret heartbeat is what gives it its bite. Ringo's aggressive bass drum and that snapping snare. They push the track. It never coasts for a second.
He didn't need to be flashy, he needed to be a rock. And that style laid the foundation for the next decade of heavy rock music.
So if Ringo is the engine, let's talk about the glue. The part that holds all these chaotic pieces together. The hand claps.
People think they're just decorations.
So some fun pop flavor, right?
But they are structurally essential. They carry that nervous energy from the intro, and they serve as a crucial rhythmic bridge.
Okay, so why are they so critical? They're just claps.
Look at where they show up. In the verses, and please, clap, 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 clap. They're meticulously placed. They're highly syncopated. They are not just hitting the simple backbeat.
So they're an active part of the rhythm.
Exactly. They act like a secondary percussion section. And here's the amazing part. There are exactly 5 distinct claps in those sequences.
5. Just 5 clicks. And you're saying those might be the most important non-instrumental notes in the entire Beatles catalog.
I think they are. Think about it. You start with that stumbling intro, you're a little disoriented, then Ringo's heavy bass drum kicks in, and then the claps arrive. They are the glue. They take that nervous energy and they bind it seamlessly to that big, soaring chorus.
They give you something human to hold on to in that groove.
Precisely. They maintain the tension, but in a way that feels familiar. Without them, that transition from the chaotic intro to the emotional release of the chorus, it just wouldn't be as smooth.
Okay, let's follow that tension to the peak, the big musical and lyrical moment. And when I touch you, I feel happy inside. The entire track shifts there.
It's a masterclass in building and releasing tension. They do 3 things at once. First, the rhythm section actually relaxes for a second. Ringo shifts into more of a traditional shuffle. It gives you this brief moment to breathe.
A false sense of security.
Totally. Because then the vocal harmony just ramps the tension right back up. John and Paul's voices, which were tight together, split wide apart into this huge soaring harmony. It's like stretching an elastic band to its breaking point.
And underneath all that, the country DNA comes back.
It does. While the vocals are climbing, George is playing these quick, descending, country-style guitar chops right under them. Little runs that sound straight off a Chet Atkins record.
So you have the harmony pulling apart, the rhythm building anticipation, and the guitar falling all at once. What's the payoff?
The tension just builds and builds until it literally explodes into that famous falsetto. I can't high ID. And that isn't just passion. That peak was calculated to trigger a physical, emotional reaction in you.
It's engineered euphoria.
That's the moment the rhythmic pickup truck hits top gear, the brakes come off, and it just cruises into the stratosphere.
When you look back at it, I want to hold your hand. It really has this dual genius, doesn't it?
Right.
For the record labels, it was the perfect product, a money printing machine.
But musically, it was the big bang. It's the ultimate flex, to write a song so catchy and so everywhere that its complexity and its experimental nature just hide in plain sight for 60 years.
We all came for the simple joy of holding hands, but we stayed, without even knowing it, for that offbeat intro, for Ringo's secret heartbeat, and for those 5 little claps.
And here's the final thought for you to take away. Think about that syncopated opening. How many bands later on, from punk to power pop, basically built their entire sound on that exact rhythmic idea? This song proved that the most popular music can also be the most experimental.
Well, thanks for joining us today. Whenever you feel like knowing more about the Beatles, visit us at BeatlesRewind.com. Every day, we do something new there. Song reviews, album reviews, movie reviews, book reviews, documentaries, trivia, all things Beatles every day, 8 days a week. You can find us on the website, BeatlesRewind.com. You can subscribe on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube, Amazon Podcasts, practically anywhere on the intertubes. The Beatles, all day, every day. We'll do it again tomorrow.
Right. Absolutely. Farewell for now.
Until next time, when you listen.
Your mind conducts its own symphony.